morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starladder Season 9 coverage here for the EU portion of the group stages. We've got another good day coming up for you. We've got 5 matches and some big ones at that. We'll see some Fanatics, some Cloud9s towards the latter portion of today. But to get things kicked off, we've got RoX.KiS up against Power Rangers. Game number 2 will be RoX.KiS up against Virtus Pro. This will be our first game of the day. I am Zyori solo casting to get things kicked off, and we are on a lower production, at least here for game number 1. As we get things kicked off, LD is still casting WPCA's upstairs. We had an early game for Starladder today, so I'm actually doing a solo cast from my bedroom for game number 1 today. But don't worry, we'll have some fun. We'll get into it, and let's talk about group standings before we get too far into this draft. Right now, Power Rangers sitting pretty, position 10 out of 16 here in this group stage, 5-5, and we've got RoX.KiS, who are 6-3 in position 8. So RoX.KiS are in a surprisingly good position in this group stage. With only 3 losses, there is still potential for them to make it to the top 4 and get a trip out to Kiev for the LAN finals. Of course, they still have a long way to go. They still got to play 7 games, 6 games, including this one here. So they have got a long road ahead of them, but if they want to be in it to win it, have a chance at victory, they do need to take out the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers here in this particular matchup. So it was a first pick Ember Spirit for RoX.KiS. RoX.KiS. It's early here, folks, on the Pacific Coast, so bear with me while we get those morning vibes out of our head. And oh yeah, Dota sounds. Maybe we can get some of those here on the court. There you go. So it was the first pick Ember Spirit. That seems to be the way of things. That was the name of the game yesterday in Starladder North America, as well as the few EU games I got to cast. The question is, does RoX.KiS have a really strong Ember Spirit player? Even though that hero is, in my humble opinion, rather broken right now, he's still an incredibly high skill capped individual hero. And you need somebody that can handle the girth of the Fire Remnants, the Fiery Bolas, as well as the Flame Guard and the Sleight of Fist. And, RoX.KiS have a lot of solid players on their side. They do actually have, not a stand-in, but Sveta. I wonder who that is. I wonder if that's a stand-in or if that's just whoever they would normally have. I'm spacing on who that should be. Go Black, Yol, Sadoy. We'll see. We'll see who it is when we get into the game. Power Rangers, they grabbed themselves Bat Rider and Shadow Shaman. Both these times took a lot of time figuring out their second picks. The Shadow Shaman and the Bane, respectively, took a lot of that bonus time. These teams burned through. Power Rangers went ahead and grabbed themselves Lifestealer, Slark for RoX.KiS, and now they will settle on a Chen. And keep me apprised with levels here, guys. I want to make sure all of my... I did do a little test run last night, and hopefully all of my audio levels are pretty balanced. I stream from this computer semi-regularly. Let me crank up the unit speech volume here.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm actually not getting Dota sounds, I don't think.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Oh, there we go. I just had my speakers messed up. All right, that was on my end, guys. that one's on me. So we've got some Dota sounds, not to worry. So all right, let's talk about some final bans here. Power Rangers will take out the Weaver, and not a bad choice. RoX.KiS with the Abaddon as well as the Bane. That Abaddon-Weaver lane combo is classic Go Black. We've seen them run that quite a few times. They ban out the Treant Protector as well. Smart choice. Remaining. And they also ban out the Dazzle, another hero that RoX.KiS have run to a great degree of success. So all around pretty solid bans coming out from Power Rangers with a second pick Bane. Definitely want to take that Mirana out of the pool. And the first ban on Centaur is a little bit interesting. I probably would have thought about the first ban on Ember, but Centaur is still an irritating hero in today's meta. Now, Nyx Assassin, the final ban for RoX.KiS, and he would have worked pretty well here for Power Rangers, depending on how they want to set things up. I imagine that they would have wanted Bat Rider in the off lane anyhow. Lifestealer in a safe lane. You've got your 2 supports, Chen in the jungle, and I think they were looking for a mid laner here. Not that you can't run Nyx Assassin in the mid lane, but that's not really a scandal hero. I think it's going to be something probably closer to a Puck. Possibly a Storm Spirit, some sort of a Space Creator playmaker, no Invoker available here. But I gotta assume it's a Puck or a Storm. Both of them another great delivery vehicle for the Lifestealer, and there you go. It'll be the Fairy Dragon, a much more predictable Scandal hero, I think. So, alright. Looks like people are starting to file in here. I got my stuff all set up, and, well, I don't know if the voice and the brain are awake quite yet. But, well, we're getting there. We're getting there.
10 seconds.
So what do RoX.KiS want with their final pick here? They're going to need a carry of sorts. I got to assume Ember Spirit will be either in a solo safe lane or in a solo mid-roll. Probably Slark kind of in that off lane. And whoa-ho-ho, they will take the Elder Titan. Now this is interesting for a couple of reasons here. And I think the biggest reason is how exactly are they going to lane this? And look at these overlays. Oh boy, that blue on the green is
that's battle.
Something else. That is something else. So at least audio seems to be reasonably balanced this morning. And well, we'll make do for our first game of the day. Not to worry. Oh man, I think I need to slow down this camera action here. Is it under controls? Spectator. No. Why am I such an idiot? Interface. This is what we want. Is it? No, you turn them both all the way down. Is that how LD tells me to do it? Oh, that's buttery smooth right there. Yeah, there we go. So, alright, some good logs, have funs. That's what I don't know who Sveta is. Let's take a gander here. Is it a stand-in? Is it their regular? Please don't be private. Yeah, that's right. Oh, it's BZZ. You guys in chat were spot on. I'm a silly willy. That's right. It's BZZ is perfect. How did I forget about him? Let's introduce these rosters. Here on the dire side, we do have Team RoX.KiS. We've got BZZ is perfect, playing on the solo safe lane Slark. In the mid lane, it will be Solo, playing on the solo Ember Spirit. And that leaves us with 3 heroes. Yol going to be on the Bane Elemental. Go Black will be on the Abaddon. And they will both be supporting the Elder Titan, it looks like, for the off lane. Played by Sadoy. We'll see where these supports end up. Maybe it'll just be a 2-1-2 coming out for RoX.KiS. Will be a little bit interesting here. We'll talk about Elder Titan in just a moment. On the Radiant side, we do have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We will see J4 misdenying that illusion rune here at the 0-0 spawn. It will be J4 playing on the Shadow Shaman. It'll be supporting Moon on the position 1 Lifestealer. It will be FNG playing on the Chen, starting off in the Radiant jungle. Scandal will be playing on the Fairy Dragon Puck in the solo mid-roll. High ward rune, right? Oh, Jesus. High ground ward here for, oh no, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, Jesus, my mouse just, why is my mouse scrolling off the screen? That is the most irritating bug. Seriously, that shouldn't happen. Off to a slow start. Scandal avoids death, though, here in the mid lane with this ward on the high ground. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, man, it's going to be a long while before we wake up this morning, folks. So in the offlane, it will be Cheshire Cat playing on the Bat Rider. So, alright, who has the edge here in the laning phase? This offlane Bat Rider should do just fine. Bane will rotate up, but against Slark, yeah, he'll have to be a little careful, but all in all, it shouldn't be too bad for him. Scandal, he'll have his work cut out for him against this Ember Spirit as well. Puck generally fares pretty well in the solo role, but that Ember Spirit, especially if he goes for that super aggressive Bola Sleight of Fist build. I think most of y'all know I'm not a big fan of the Flame Guard build here on Ember Spirit. It can be okay, but he can really bully Scandal, and we see this Fairy Dragon already down to a pretty low amount of health, and this could actually be a first blood attempt. Nope, not quite. Scandal will scoot out with that Illusory Orb phase shift combo, but boy was it a close call. He'll use the salve, and that's just the beginning. Solo only level 2. Things are just going to get worse from here as he puts more points in those Searing Chains fiery bolas. Now this dual lane down bottom, I'm not sure what to make of this coming out from RoX.KiS. You know, we were just talking about Elder Titan at the BTS house. We went out to dinner last night talking about how good this hero still is and why people never pick him. Of course, a lot of it is because this Astral Spirit got a huge nerf. Doesn't have as much of scouting potential now. The vision was nerfed quite a bit, and that was the big thing. That was the reason a lot of teams were kind of abusing Elder Titan. He's still darn powerful, though. That Natural Order does wonders in team fights. Earth Splitter, great follow-up after you have some initiation. And, of course, if you can land an Echo Stomp, it makes for pretty good setup and follow-up as well. His problem, though, his laning presence is just a bit lackluster, and they'll try and make do with that here as they have the Abaddon joining him, but double melee I don't know, just not the strongest of offlanes. We see Lifestealer still racking up the last hits. He is 10-2, only a few behind that of the Slark. And, well, I guess Sadoy's grabbed a couple last hits of his own. He is 9-0, but it seems to me for Elder Titan, farm isn't the problem. He needs experience. You need those points in natural order. You need to get that Earth Splitter up, and an underleveled Elder Titan is not particularly scary for anyone. No sound in Dota TV. Good call. You know what? Let me open up my mic. That's a that's a new move right there. All right, now there you go. Now I should be in Dota TV. Sorry about that, folks. That one is my bad. Like I said, casting game 1 today from a different setup while LD uses the studio to finish WPC Ace. Sometimes we have events overlapping and we've got to make do. And well, our scrub casters like old Zyori here sometimes forgets to turn on his in-game mic. So that one's on me. That's my bad. Cheshire Cat doing well here in the off lane, 8-0, so still a few last hits behind the Elder Titan, but for Bat Rider, it's all about that experience, at least in the early phase. He won't be able to retreat to the jungle with a bunch of big stacks waiting for him. We see FNG on the Chen clearing out that big camp, as he well should. No big surprise there, but it does make things a little bit more difficult for the Bat Rider. And honestly, folks, I'm kind of hoping to catch this Hill Troll, because, boy, he just... he got a makeover. We'll see J4 as well as Moon try and initiate onto Elder Titan, but that's not happening. The cleanse from that Aphotic Shield making their lives a bit more difficult. Are there some Hill Trolls here? Oh, man. Oh, here we go, dude. Look at these Hill Trolls. Look at this legit model right now. He's got a better model than Starladder, as someone was saying on Reddit the other day. Alright, Cheshire Cat cruising around trying to steal some experience here. And, uh-oh, Yol could actually be in a little bit of trouble. He's got himself a Haste Rune, Firefly doing a lot of damage. Brain Sap comes out, and Cheshire Cat, well, he'll be just fine, but Bane steals enough HP that he'll go back to acceptable level of HP, and he's got 8 wand charges, so he'll be just fine. Pretty slow game to get things kicked off, though, just about to hit that 5-minute mark, and still no kills out on the board quite yet. Solo still holding his own just fine in the mid lane, and he's going for the scary build of Ember Spirit. 3 points in the Bola, 2 points in Sleight of Fist at level 5. This is what it's all about, folks. The magic point is level 3 Searing Chains at level 5. That's when you get that 3-second duration. That's when this spell gets particularly potent in terms of damage, and it also disables longer and gives Ember Spirit a much better opportunity to try and pick up a kill. And I'm glad to see more Embers finally making sense of this hero, not going for that icky Flame Guard first. I know some people think, but he's up against the puck. That's all magic damage, and Flame Guard absorbs magic damage. You're right, but the combo of Sleight of Fist as well as Searing Chains just does so much more damage. Of course, I missed the first blood as I hopped down bottom to look at that push. Oh boy, Jesus. Bat Rider gets picked off by the Slark in the top lane for this solo first blood, and that's my bad as well. Jesus, we're off to a slow start. Anyhow. Yeah, Flame Guard's no good. Yeah, you can survive magic damage, but it just neuters your damage output. And the power of Ember Spirit is your damage output to be able to pick up solo kills if your opponent missteps, and also just move around in the mid-game and pick up kills. If you go the Flame Guard, you just don't do as much damage. Not that you can't kill people still. Ember Spirit is still a pretty ridiculous hero, but I think this is the build. This is the way to do it. And the real way to do it is to not miss first blood, so I do apologize for that, guys. I thought that push was going to be inbound. Bane has made a rotation down bottom, and it looks like PR will make a rotation as well. Scandal picks up the double damage rune. He is level 7, so of course Dream Coil is online. Looking for some initiation down here, but they'll have their work cut out for him. Abaddon, only level 4. They won't have to deal with the borrowed time, but oh my god, it just keeps getting worse, guys. I forgot to sign out of Steam as well. Oh god. Hashtag Zyori production in the morning. Hashtag Zyori in the morning. It's just a disaster. So the tier 1 tower taking some pressure. Scandal will start things off with the Dream Coil. Has himself a double damage rune. There's the Shackle on to Go Black. He's already threw out the Aphotic Shield, and he will fall. A great first target to take down. Ember Spirit hop in. That's a double Remnant. Easy bowl is coming out. That'll be a double kill onto J4 as well as FNG, and this push will be repelled. Infest comes out from Moon, and he's in big trouble now. Out comes the Nightmare. Scandal still inbound with a double damage rune. And maybe overstepping his bounds, will be forced to orb out. There's so much damage coming out from this Ember Spirit. Puck falls to the wrath of the Bolas. Lifestealer gets cleaned up here as well. RoX.KiS just dominating this first team fight. Again, the power of the Ember Spirit. Now I'm so glad I brought up that Flame Guard build. If he had max Flame Guard there, he would not have done crippling damage. in that engagement. And, well, now Power Rangers in an obvious sticky situation. 1,000 Golden Experience League coming out for RoX.KiS already at the 8-minute mark as they just dominate that team fight. They trade their Abaddon for 4 members of Power Rangers. Bat Rider, the only one not to go down, and it's simply because he wasn't there. He'd already been picked off in the top lane and was trying to find some recovery for him. Now Solo in the mid. He's in a little bit of trouble, but Biz coming in as well. He'll be able to fire Remnant back. There's the ultimate and doesn't commit for J4. A little bit surprised, to be frank. He would have had a pounce up as well. One more auto attack may have been enough to finish off that Shadow Shaman, but he'll let him survive. What's more important is this Ember Spirit does walk away. He's now got his power treads. He's got his phase boots. Why do I just make things up? They're phase boots, you silly. He's now level 8, picked up a regeneration rune. He'll be back to full health, full mana, and just cruising back to the mid lane. Look at that's one sleight of fist right there, and that takes Puck down to about 75% HP. That is pure insanity. Alrighty. Still sucking down that morning coffee, folks. Trying to wake up as quickly as possible here. I'm actually only on 2 games this morning for Starladder EU. I believe David Parker will be joining me for the next match, unless WPC continues to go super late. And it's actually not super late right now. If it goes super late, then yeah, we could have an issue on our hands. But I'm only on the first 2 games today, then I'll be taking a little break, and then I am on Starladder North America coming up this afternoon, day 2 of the playoffs, to see who makes it to that LAN finals. Now, Sadoy, he is level 6 on this Elder Titan, has those arcane booties up, and he will be working towards what appears to be a mech, and no big surprise about that. Pretty classic Elder Titan item right there. How's Moon doing on the Lifestealer? He's still our last hit leader with about 54 CS, but he's a little bit weak right now, given how much time he's had to farm. He has his phase boots, Orb of Venom. Looks like it will most likely be a recovery Midas, and he'll still get it in a pretty decent timing window, probably around 10:30, something like that, maybe the 11-minute mark by the time it's delivered. So not too shabby for the Lifestealer. The problem here is it's going to be a while before Lifestealer really comes online, and this Slark is already scary. He's got his power treads, he's got an Orb of Venom as well. He doesn't have too many other items going on. Oh, scratch that. He's got himself a Claymore. Working on that Shadow Blade, and there's just going to be this mid-game timing where Slark is really scary. They'll have this Ember Spirit who's already going ham, and he'll be hamming it up even more. And that's where I think PR are just going to be in some trouble. Chen, nowhere close to a mech. He's probably going to go Arcane Boots first. They won't be able to push too much, and PR, it's going to be all about minimizing their losses in the next 10-15 minutes before this Lifestealer really comes online, before their Bat Rider gets his Blink Dagger. But this is part of the problem with running a Blink Dagger alongside a dedicated jungler like this Chen. FNG has done a good job of farming, but he's just taken all the big creeps. Usually Bat Rider can farm up top and then come into the jungle and retreat to a nice triple or 4 stack here, maybe a double stack here, maybe you get some mud golems and it's a little unfortunate, but you can make a huge recovery. Now he just simply can't do that. He's level 8, still doesn't have the Blink Dagger, and that's harboring a lot of the aggression that this Bat Rider would normally be looking to put out right now. He will rotate to the top lane, perhaps looking for a lasso onto Sveta, a.k.a. BZZ. But Bane is up here as well, also level 6, so Bat Rider needs to be a little careful. If he gets caught inside this Fiend's grip, he will be in big doo-doo. Nice use with these flame breaks, though, and will harass back the Slark as well as the Bane. Sucking it down, you heard it right. So Go Black holding steady in the mid lane now, very close to level 6. Rost Awards will be used for the first time at the 11.5-minute mark, and it will be on that tier 1 tower mid, but they'll get repelled, double damage rune out on Solo, and they'll just clean up these wards. That'll end up being a nice little gold bounty going the way of RoX.KiS. Hard to say if half damage on a tier 1 tower is worth feeding all that gold. Kind of a toss-up. It was a good push, so a good bit of damage, so they will be able to push that tower easily with the next set of Serpent Wards. But still, you don't want to give that Ember Spirit any more money than he already has. Working towards his Drum of Endurance now, Cheshire Cat grabs himself a regeneration rune in the bottle. Almost gets put in the nightmare by the Bane, as we saw right there, but he does fog it. Will survive. Some space getting created in the top lane, and BZZ just pressuring this tier 1 tower. He does force out a glyph. Cheshire Cat makes a rotation. We see the pings coming out, and RoX.KiS are looking for a Bat Rider sandwich. Bat Rider will go ahead and grab his Blink Dagger, but it needs to be delivered. Mad Bomber, oh no, he'll walk right into him. Go Black. He gets sheeped. There's the Fiend's Grip out on the J4, and he's in big trouble. The Fiend's Grip will get interrupted with the Flame Break, but now Solo joining the party. See you later, Bat Rider. That'll be a 2-0 going the way of RoX.KiS. This top tier 1 tower, fair game. Moon joining the party, but he needs to be careful. This is a 4v1 right now, still waiting for Puck to rotate his way up. They'll be forced to watch this tower fall. Ember Spirit grabs the last hit. Nightmare onto Moon. The pounce, it does leash. Rage comes out already. There's the Dream Coil from Puck, but it's just not enough damage. It's a 4v2 right now. Moon taking heavy damage. He falls to the Sleight of Fist. Scandal still alive, but perhaps not for long. It'll be a 3-0 and a tower. This Ember Spirit is just out of control, ladies and gentlemen. 5-0-2 at only 13 minutes in. Harassing back the Puck once more. RoX.KiS looking like they may just run away with game number 1. 1,500 gold, just about 1,000 experience going the way of our dire side. Now, PR are finding more efficiency around the map, and it'll jump up to even 3,000, 2,000 now as the graphs update. We see that it was actually zeroed out after that early lead RoX.KiS picked up, and that's because of the junglers, Chen as well as the Bat Rider, finding a lot more efficiency in the jungle, and RoX.KiS really aren't utilizing all of these camps and have all of that money just hiding in the trees. But Slark, he's looking to get frisky. He's level 10. He's got himself a Shadow Blade, and he is hungry. Who's going to give it to him? That's the question. Already, Power Rangers doing a 5-man rotation to the mid lane. Cheshire Cat wants to show off that new Blink Dagger. He's got the surprise inside, and this Lifestealer will be an Infest Bomb ready to rock and roll. Scandal, almost level 9, doesn't have himself the Blink Dagger. Did go Power Treads and Magic Wand first, but here we go. Could the initiation be coming out? Nope, I thought Slark was doing a wraparound, but I got confused, alright? I thought Scandal was the Slark. He's got an Invisibility Rune, and there's a big item for RoX.KiS. Based on how aggressive these teams have been so far, actually they haven't been that aggressive, but based on this little bit of team fighting, this mech is going to be a good call, as we see Power Rangers already grouping up. You need to be a little bit careful here, Sveta. He'll force out the Serpent Wards. Oh no, J4! Not the right place to use those babies. In come the Sleight of Fist Bolus, does a lot of damage to the Shadow Shaman, but at these early levels, you can't use the wards like that. Chen will get picked off. That means there's going to be no all heal for this fight. Power Rangers in big trouble. There's the lasso, the Infest Bomb as well. Moon doing a lot of damage, but it's just not enough. Abaddon sustain helping out quite a bit. Bat Rider does fall. Mech's already been used. They'll finish off J4. That'll be a 3-0. A triple kill coming out for Go Black on the Abaddon, and now it's even worse for Power Rangers. You simply can't use the wards like that. The one last ditch effort. Oh my god, it's Slark! Put the wards down! It just isn't the way to do it. You have to get kills on key heroes. You have to knock down towers, and anytime you see those wards come down, that's a sign for RoX.KiS that, hey, you know what, we can just back out right here. We don't have to pick up any kills. This is already a win. That prevents you guys from knocking down towers easily, and we know it harbors your damage output as well. They didn't even have to back out. They had the mech advantage. They have much more sustain and just much more damage as well. Chen getting picked off. No Hand of God. He still doesn't have his mech complete. RoX.KiS using this momentum just to further their lead. About a 4,000 gold and experience lead for our dire side, and it's not over yet. FNG in the mid lane. This time he'll use the all heal. Solo gets put inside of a Hex, but it's just not enough. Abaddon picks up that kill onto Chen. We'll see the Bat Rider blink away. Mech popped on the dire side. Scandal forced to retreat into the base. See you later, Shadow Shaman. He gets obliterated by the Slark. That's another 2-0 going the way of RoX.KiS. Solo hopping forward. Bolas, they come out on the Cheshire Cat. The dot will break the Nightmare, but look at the damage coming out. Oh my gosh. Oh my Lanta. That's an Astral Spirit into a Brain Sap, into some Fire Remnant. It's just too much damage. 14-1, 16 minutes in, and there you go. GG, well played, Power Rangers. They've had enough, and RoX.KiS will dominate our first game of the day. 14-1, 16 minutes in. That is, well, the power of the Ember Spirit, if you ask me. RoX.KiS did well all around. They had good rotations. They took a solid team fight, but Ember Spirit, he was the one doing the deeps. He picked up a lot of momentum. He ended that game 6-0-7. He was the playmaker, as I pointed out, all about that Sleight of Fist, Fiery Bola combo. You don't want that early Flame Guard because the damage output is just insane. What were they thinking with this hero? He needs to be bashed upside the head with the Nerf stick. Wow, a quick game one. So we'll have a decent break here, folks. Our next match is not slated to start for another 40 minutes or so. We'll probably have to take the stream down once WPC wraps up and move to the upstairs studio for our next game coming up. It will be RoX.KiS versus Virtus Pro for game 2 of 5 today. But until then, guys, thank you for joining us here. I am Zayori solo casting. It's early here on the Pacific Coast, an early 6:45 start, so still waking up, a little bit of a sloppy cast, but a quick game, action-packed, and thank you for joining us. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at ZayoriTV, follow at Beyond the Summit. We'll see you guys in the next game.